You mean like this? And with that, Mason, welcome back to another episode of the Western Roundup. This is becoming a bi weekly thing because our weeks are getting slammed, and between daddy daycare, adulting, watching Becca, Mason getting a new job in adulting, we're just, things are just flying by, and so is our summer. But with that being said, Mason, how are you?
Yeah, this is like the first week I realized that summer is flying by.
Yeah, it's kind of scary how quick it's going, but we still got July and August, and
Well,
yeah, that's it. And then it's
hope,
cold again.
hopefully Mother Nature kind of cooperates because we've been kind of struggling to get some races in certain spots.
Yeah, North Dakota's struggling here, and it's not looking good for Friday for a couple of the tracks locally, as weather seems to be an issue again with damaging hail and all that good stuff. Hopefully not at my house. I hope it misses. We just got that new hot tub gazebo in, and even though we have warranty for a whole year and on the outside and 3 years on stuff on the inside. No, it's three on the outside and a couple of years on the inside as well. But uh, I don't want to use it. Not yet.
Understandable.
I want it to be like a month or two before that it expires, and it's like, oh no, you have to cover it still. Such is your warranty. Tee.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
No, I hope I never have to use it. But anyways, we got a big episode here, Mason. We should probably get right into the thing and get her going.
Sounds good to me.
All right, we're gonna jump all the way back to the weekend of June 13th, 14th, and I don't think we had anything on the 15th.
I can double check for you.
Nope, we had one on the 15th, but we have that all marked up and ready to discuss. So let's get going here. We'll kick it off with the Big Sky Speedway, and they had the Mountain States Modified Tour. They had IMCA mods, Wissota Midwest mods, and Wissota Streets. They had 56 cars enter for the night. Um, in the Wissota Street stocks, it was Dalton Stevenson picking up the big win. He went +1 on the feature to outduel his, I'm assuming, brother, Dylan
I,
Stevenson.
I think so. I think they're brothers.
Could be. If we're wrong, again, if anyone listens to this, please let us know. Dylan went +5 to get second, and Anthony Casase, Cachace,
I
Cachace,
I
Casase,
feel I think
Cachace,
we've had like six different
Cachace.
pronunciations on this show.
Well, he went +2 to get third. Dylan picked up Hard Charger going +5 for second. Dylan would also pick up a heat win along with Anthony, and that would wrap up your night for the Wissota Street Stocks. In the IMCA mods, it was Kenny Schrader picking up the feature win. He was followed by Joey Price, who went +3 for second. And Kinzer McCord was the hard charger going +9 to finish third. Jeremy Meerhofer and Kenny Schrader would pick up heat wins on the night, giving Kenny his first ever Broomy. We should send that out to him, see what he says.
I was just thinking like, dang, that'd be a fun delivery to make.
Dear Kenny Schrader, you are receiving a Broomy because you swept the night.
That was so nice of them to let Kenny start on the pole out there.
I don't I don't know how everything got picked because it looked like he started on the pole for the heat and then on the pole for the feature and done. Which I'm not saying was planned or anything. It just he must have really good luck. In the MWM SmackDown division, your Wissota Midwest Mods had a major field of 31 entrants. It was Troy Liker going +2 to pick up the feature win. Mario Berger went +2 for second, and Jeremy Meerhofer would go to third. Justin Elmer would go plus 13 for fifth. Rod Lorenz would pick up the B main, and Jeremy Meerhofer, Troy Liker, Tony Liker, and Mario Berger would all pick up heat wins, giving Troy Liker a well-deserved broomy for the night. And that would end the night for the Big Sky Speedway. Moving on to the Black Hills Speedway. Mason, you want to take it?
Yes, it was their pack the stands free spectator entry night. So that's always a good night for tracks or a good opportunity to bring new fans in and have a good time with the family and enjoy some of the concessions and some good racing. They had 48 cars with their Wasota Mod 4s, 360 sprints, IMCA hobbies, IMCA modifieds, Wasota Midwest mods, and Wasota street stocks. We'll start off with the Mod 4s where Clint Jensen went +3 for the feature win. Dean Larson was your hard charger going +5 to finish third, and Clint also got the heat, so that means Clint got the first broomy of the night. In your 360 sprints, Mike Pennell comes away with the feature win in front of Adam Speckman and Braden Mount. Brian Anderson was your hard charger going +4 to finish fifth, and Mike Pennell and Adam Speckman were your heat winners, giving Mike a broomy. So 2 broomies to start the night. In your IMCA hobby stocks, it was Joel McGee taking the win, going +3. He was also the hard charger, and Alan McNeil was your heat winner. So no ultra broomy, unfortunately, for Joel. In your IMCA modifieds, it was Peyton George going +9 from tail end Charlie in the 10 car field up to first. Brent Nielsen also going +7 to finish second, and Virgil Randall going +2 to finish third. Of course, Peyton was your hard charger, and Brent Nielsen and Eric Mass were your heat winners. In your Midwest Modifieds, Chandler Asplin, comes away with the feature win. He also got the heat win, so he got a broomy on the night. And Brennan Davis was your hard charger in the feature, going +2 to finish second. And finishing out the lineup was the street stocks, where Leonard Ferguson went for +5 and the hard charger to take the win. And your heat winner was Jaron Pullman.
Nice. Nice. Well, after that, we're going to move over to the Casper Speedway. They had their Father's Day special, 33 cars in attendance. And there were a lot of broomies and ultra broomies handed out on the night. In the IMCA hobby stocks, it was Dino Groening picking up the the feature win after going +5. He started at tail end Charlie and was the hard charger to pick up the win. Heat win would go to Russ Dahlgarn. In the IMCA Sport Compacts, Nathan Shercoke would pick up the broomy as well. In the IMCA Modifieds, Jason Shercoke would pick up the ultimate broomy, going hard charger of +4, and picking up the heat win as well as the feature win. In the dwarfs, nobody showed up. So, hey, let's take a moment to talk about that. I think it would. I don't think it hurts that they keep them on the docket or the schedule, but I think it would honestly benefit them more if they would just, I don't know, maybe put them on their schedule 3 times a year and make it kind of a special night by having them there, rather than you can come race, but nobody's coming to race, so it will be you practicing by yourself.
That's an idea.
I think that might help them. Anyways, where did we get caught up? All right, Rocky Mountain Hardtops. So the ultimate broomy goes to Matt Brown. 7 cars in attendance. Matt went +3 in the feature to pick up hard charger and the feature win, along with the heat win. The Midwest mods, it was Danny Dwyer picking up the ultimate broomy, starting tail end Charlie and going +2 to pick up the hard charger and the feature win, along with a heat win. The Mod 4s, there's Glenn Osmus going +2 as well to pick up the Ultimate Broomy to go hard charger, feature, and heat winner. In the mini stocks, it was Paige Osmus Cordova picking up the feature win, and it was Elena Gray going +2 to get second in the 5-car field for the hard charger, and there was no results for heats. And that, Mason, will close the night out at Casper.
Alrighty, and on to Gallatin Speedway to finish out Friday night action. 51 cars in attendance, with their classes being the Wissota Street Stocks, Wissota Super Stocks, IMCA Modifieds, and I believe it's the guest of the night, the Wissota Late Models, which had a very good field of 20 cars. So, good solid field of late models. In your street stocks with 8 in attendance, it was Jeremy Castro taking the feature win. Robert Petrov finished second. He would be the hard charger going +3. And your heat winner was Caden Craver. In the Wissota Super Stocks, 9 cars in attendance. Taylor Martin comes away with the feature win. John Tribble went +4 to finish fourth. And your heat winner was Patrick Lemire. In your IMCA Modifieds with 14 in attendance, it was Ty Clemens going +3 for the feature win in front of Colby Hanna, who went +4 and the hard charger. And Corey Craver rounded out the top 3. Heat wins went to Corey Craver and Casey Kinnett. And then in your Wissota Late Models, again, 20 cars in attendance. Paul Leach gets the feature win from the outside pole. Ty Hample goes +9 to finish second. And Rock Dagley, I believe it's Dagley from what I've heard on the broadcasts, finished in third. The hard charger was Vernon Hill, who started dead last, going +11 to finish ninth. And then your heat wins went to Jim Zaremski, Ted Hample, and Paul Leach, giving Paul the one and only Broomy of the night.
Very good. Hey, one thing I found interesting, it wasn't that long ago, Mason, that late model car counts out there was really rough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think last year it really blew up.
Well, and I think we found out too, because I believe, I don't remember if it's Casper or Black Hills that runs like the late models unsanctioned. We
Yep.
figured out that if they're not sanctioned, the car counts are like,
Well, that and the other one was, I think it's the High Plains Late Model Tour.
mhm.
If you either sanction it or have that tour with them, it usually gives you a better car count versus just being unsanctioned.
Yeah.
So it looked like a good night of racing for those guys out at Gallatin. Definitely would love to get out there for a good late model show. Moving on to Saturday, June 14th, Big Sky Speedway was night number 2 of the Mountain States Modified Tour, and 63 cars were in attendance. Wissota Streets, Wissota Midwest Mods, and IMCA Modifieds. Kicking it off with the Street Stocks, Robert Petrov took the feature win over a 13-car field. Anthony Casace, we already did this. It catches me every time. Well, he got second, and Dalton Stevenson went +4 for third. Matt Reisinger went +6 for fifth, and Anthony and Jeremy Castro would pick up your heat wins. In the IMCA Modified division, 20 cars, really good field there for them, showed out. It was Bryson Yeager going +4 for the feature win to take down that pesky Kenny Schrader. And Kinsman McCord had a slightly easier night to get to third as he went +1. Hard charger was Bart Taylor going +7 for sixth. And your heat winners were Dwayne Fowler, Jason George, and Kenny Schrader. And to close it out at Big Sky, in the Wissota Midwest Mods 30 car field. Another good night for them. Back-to-back nights where you're over the 30s. That's definitely a good marker.
Hmm.
Troy Liker would pick up the feature win, as he would be followed by Tony Liker, who went +5. And in third place, there was Mario Berger going +5 as well. That usually gets you a good chance of getting hard charger, Mason, but not tonight, as Bart Taylor would go +11 to finish sixth and pick up his second hard charger for the night. In the B main, it was Bart Taylor picking up that win as well. And Jeremy Mierhofer, Rod Lorenz, Troy Liker, and Chad Switzenberg would pick up your heat wins. That would also give Troy Broomy for the night, and that would close out the weekend at the Big Sky Speedway.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So then, also on Saturday, was the Electric City Speedway doing their Tribute to Dads race night. 52 total cars with their four classes, with sort of super stocks, Rocky Mountain Sprints, IMCA Sport Compacts, and a mysterious class that disappeared from me.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Zoom out.
Standby.
We are on standby. Why did that just delete? You son of a biscuit.
Control Z, my friend.
I did, and it didn't do anything.
Click out of the cell.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Ha.
There we go.
Stop yelling
Mine.
at me. I'm trying to make your life easier, Mason, by taking things away.
Right. Okay. So Electric City Speedway, 52 cars, 9 super stocks, 15 late models, 13 Rocky Mountain Sprints, and 15 IMCA Sport Compacts. There, that equals 52. Okay. Jeez.
Technology, gotta love it.
Yeah. All right. And your Wissota super stocks, it was Casey Stephenson going +3 for the feature win. Pacer Popham was your hard charger going +4 to finish fourth. And PJ Popham was your heat winner. In the IMCA Sport Compacts, it was Chaz Mattier, might be butchering that.
Matey is
Matey.
what the broadcast sounded like. It could be something totally different.
Chaz Matey. I think Chaz is spelled with an S too. My best friend's name is Chaz. So he went +8 for the feature win nonetheless, and the hard charger. JC Opelt went +4 to finish second, and Wolfie Gensch went +5 to finish third. Your heat winners were Joe Hudson and Wolfie Gensch. In the Wissota late models, 15 cars, Tyler Leach comes away with a feature win going +5. Travis Shoemate went +1 to finish second, and Jeremiah Ledoux from Williston, North Dakota, went +2 to finish third. Bo Nave went +7 to finish fifth for the hard charger, and your heat wins went to Tyler Leach and Vernon Hill Jr. And in your Rocky Mountain Sprints with 13 in attendance, Corey Wormling comes away with the feature win in front of Tim McCune, who went +3, and Ian Myers, who went +5 to finish third and the hard charger. Stuart Selby and Corey Wormling were your heat winners, giving Corey a broomy.
Nice.
Oh, and Tyler Leach got a broomy. Forgot to mention that.
Oh my goodness, Mason. How dare you? And they had 15 late models there. Another pretty solid car count for late models.
Yes.
Oh, Mason's finding information for me.
Yes, I'm trying to help you.
What did you do, Mason? What did you do?
It copied to the wrong column is what we're doing. Is what
Well,
it did.
I will go to the next track. Bandit Speedway had go-karts. On to you, Mason.
Great, thanks.
I'm just kidding, buddy. If all you're fixing up a questionable technology error on my end, because this used to all be on notepads, and it was much easier back then. Now we're trying to be cutting edge and use Google spreadsheet.
Right.
Ooh. Anyways, looking at the Gillette Thunder Speedway, it was packed to stands night, and again, it was free for the spectators. They had 67 Cars in attendance for the night. The Mini Bombers had 8. Midwest Mods had 15. Wissota Mod Force had 13. The IMCA Hobby Stocks had 14. IMCA Modifieds had 11, and the Dirt Super Late Models had 6. Now, Mason, this goes back to what we were discussing earlier, and it definitely shows. In the super late model division, it was Richard Haberstroh picking up a Broomy for the night. Hard charger was Teresa Schuler going +2 to get third. In the IMC Modifieds, Peyton George held off Marty Arevis Jr. and Darren Conrad for the feature win. Darren Conrad Jr. picked up the hard charger going +2 for third, and your heat winners were Darren Conrad Jr. and Alan Farley. In the IMCA Hobby Stocks, Dylan Johnson defeated hard charging John Garrigan Jr., who went +8 for second, who was followed by an also hard charging Alan McNeil, who went +5 for third. Garrigan Jr. would pick up the hard charger, and Alan McNeil and Dylan Johnson would pick up heat wins, giving Dylan Johnson a Broomy for the night. In the Mod 4s, it was Dean Larson picking up the feature win after going +4 on the field. Casey Schilling and Steve Schicketanz would pick up the second and third place finish. Steve Schicketanz went +9 for the night to finish third and get the hard charger. And your heat winners were John Smith and Dean Larson, giving Larson a Broomy on the night. In the MWM SmackDown division, Matthew Drake would go +3 for the feature win to defeat Brennan Davis and Paul Parks. Sergio Aguilar would
I
go
think
plus
Aguilar.
Aguilar. Oh, yeah, probably Aguilar. Oh, Sergio would go +6 to finish 8th, and your heat winners were Matthew Drake and Jeremy Cole, giving Drake the Broomy as well. Mini Bombers would see Lane Diltz going +6 for the feature win. Diltz would also pick up the hard charger, and your heat winner would go to Garrett Snyder. And that would close out the Gillette Thunder Speedway and racing on that Saturday.
Excellent. Busy Saturday out west.
Yes.
One more race on the Father's Day weekend on Sunday, June 15th, which is over at the Sheridan Speedway with the Mountain States Modified Tour. They had their IMCA Modifieds, Wissota Midwest Mods, Wissota Mod 4s, and Wissota Street Stocks. I'll go to the Street Stocks first, where Jeremy Castro picked up the feature win. Caden Craver was your hard charger, finishing in second, and Jeremy Castro also got the heat win, which means Jeremy got a Broomy. In your Wissota Mod 4s, the Ultra Broomy got handed out as Dean Larson did not want to share with anyone. He goes +3 for the feature win and gets a hard charger and heat win. So good job,
Nice.
Dean, for the Ultra Broomy. In your IMCA Modifieds, they had 16 cars, good solid field. And it was a battle of the, as Jessup says, Yeagers, because I almost just said Yeager.
I said Jaeger.
I know, but I'm used to you saying Yeager before.
It only happened a handful of times.
The Jaegers had a really good night with Bryson picking up the feature win, going +5 and the hard charger. Braxton finished in second and Bart Taylor finished in third. Your heat winners were Joey Price, Braxton Yeager, and Bart Taylor. And in your Midwest Modifieds, 23 cars, so another great field of cars. And this is going to be a name that we're going to be saying a lot here in just a little bit. Mario Berger went +3 for the feature win in front of Troy Liker, who went +1, and Austin Long, who went +5. Tony Liker was your hard charger going +7 to finish fourth. And your heat winners were Troy Liker, Mario Berger, Scott Hansen from South Dakota, one of the guys we kind of know, and Justin Elmer. So that means Mario got a broomy for Sunday night at Sheridan on June 15th.
Good work, Mason. All right, moving on to the next week, Friday, June 20th. Looking at the Big Sky Speedway, it was the ASCS Frontier Region 360 Sprint Car Night. They had 20 of those guys in attendance, and they had the Big Sky Wingless Sprints, which had 10, and the IMCA Sport Compacts, which had a very healthy field of 24. And closing out the fields of cars would be the Wissota Midwest Mods with 14 for a grand total of 68 in attendance. The Midwest Mods, it was Mario Berger picking up the feature win and getting himself a broomy as he won his heat as well. He went +6 in the feature for his win, but that wasn't enough for the hard charger, as that would go to Dayton Liscombe, who went +8 for sixth. And in second, it would go to Nathan Keniston, and third would go to Vance Lorenz, going +3. It was Rod Lorenz picking up the other heat win, but the main story of the night was Mario Berger picking up a broomy for that division. IMCA Sport Compacts, as we were just joking about, Kyle Dahlke, Dayton. I only have Daytona.
I think it's Dayton's. Is that Daytona Smith?
Yeah, I think it's Daytona Smith.
Yep.
Yep. So Daytona Smith and Cody Cassidy would pick up your heat wins, but nothing else would happen for those guys, which is kind of a bummer because they had the most cars for their division out of all the divisions. The Big Sky Wingless Sprints, Chris Williams going +6 for the feature win, which usually would give him a hard charger win, but unfortunately that would not be the case for him, as Harrison White would go +7 for second in the hard charger title. Cody Cassidy would go to third, and your heat winners would be Kyle Dahlke, Daytona. No, that's the wrong one. I feel like something's wrong here. Oh, Cody Cassidy raced multiple divisions. That's right. Cade Vogt would pick up the heat win. In the 360 sprint division, it was Kelly Miller picking up the feature win. Trevor Kirkland would go +2 for second, and Corey Wormling would go to third. Chad Peterson would go +7 for ninth, and hard charger Kelly Miller would pick up the dash win. Damon McCune, Trevor Kirkland, and Ian Myers would all pick up heat wins. Got through that.
It's a lot going on, especially when we have to correct stuff on the fly.
Oh, I know. It's tough, Mason, when you have a baby screaming at you and you're trying to finish things.
Well, this one should be a little easier for me, I guess, with Black Hills Speedway on Friday the 20th with their hobby stock special. 41 total cars in attendance. I'll start things off with the Wissota Straight Stocks. 6 cars in attendance where Troy Murner picks up the feature win from the outside pole. Leonard Ferguson went +3 for the hard charger, and Warren Poirier Jr. was your heat winner. In the Midwest Modified, 7 cars total. Brennan Davis comes away with the feature win, also from the outside pole. Rex Conrad went +3 to finish third in the hard charger, and Brennan Davis also got the heat win, which means Brennan gets a broomy. In your IMCA Modifieds, 7 cars in attendance. Eric Mass started DFL and goes +6 for the feature win. Gets the hard charger, of course, and Darren Fisher gets the heat win.
Now, Mason, what does DFL mean?
Dead frickin' last.
Silly.
In your 360 sprints, it was Mike Pennell getting a broomy by claiming the heat and feature win. 4 cars were in attendance for the 360 sprints. With Soda Mod 4's 10 in attendance, where Clint Jensen went +6 to get the hard charger and the feature win. Tristan Torres finished in second, and Dean Larson was your third place finisher. Dean Larson and Rob Arlaud were your heat winners. And in your IMCA hobby stocks, Brent Kunst goes for the Ultra Broomy, going +3 to get the feature win, the hard charger, and the heat win. Jaron Pullman finished in second, and Alec McNeil was in third. And that was your night at the Black Hills Speedway.
Very good. Well, over at the Casper Speedway, they were hosting their Wasota Mod 4 special. They had 32 cars in attendance for their divisions. In the Mod 4s, let's just kick it off with them. The Brewley would go to Glenn Osmus, who went +2 for the feature win. Steve Shikatans went +3 to pick up hard charger and got second. In the IMCA Sport Compacts, it was Eric George picking up the feature win, going +3 for the win. He would get the hard charger as well. And it looks like Elliott Tip would get the heat win for the night. Rocky Mountain Hardtops, Matt Brown picked up the ultimate broomy, going +3 in the feature to pick up the feature win and the hard charger along with the heat win. IMCA Hobby Stocks Russ Dahlgren going +2 in the feature for the hard charger and the feature win. Uh-oh.
I bet Russ was upset he didn't get the Ultra Broomy, and he was like, doggone it.
That was acceptable.
I was sitting on that one for a while.
I'm sure you have been. But you know who wasn't sitting? Jake Bosch, as he would pick up the Midwest Mod feature win from the pole. Norman Jackson wasn't sitting either, as he would be the hard charger. He went +4 to finish second, and Jake Bosch would get the broomy for that division, as he would get the heat win as well. IMCA Modifieds, Kyle Anton would pick up a broomy after going +2 in the feature for the feature win. Norman Jackson, nope, not Norman Jackson. Jason Sherkolk would go +3 to finish second and get hard charger for the IMCA Modifieds. In the mini stocks, it was Paige Osmos Cordova picking up the broomy as well. And in the dwarf division, they get a DNS for the night, as nobody showed up. Get it? Did not show up. It could be
Yeah,
a DNSU.
yeah. Okay.
Mason, don't work too hard. I'll pick up the next one as well. The Electric City Speedway was a wash as the rain washed out the night. And that would be it for them.
Yep. Yep, that's unfortunate for Electric City, but we move on to the next day. Big Sky Speedway back in action again on Saturday the 21st. They had a total of 69 cars in attendance with ASCS 360 sprints once again, Soda Midwest mods, IMCA Sport Compacts, and Big Sky Wingless sprints. Now, the Big Sky Wingless sprints, they had heats, but I don't believe they had a feature, which I think Mother Nature kind of wreaked havoc on them both days. But let me double check that. Your heat winners were Ryan Nash and Chris Williams. Beyond that, unknown. In your IMCA Sport Compacts, they did get their feature race on Saturday night with Kyle Dalkey going +3 to get the feature win. Corey Pritchett finished in second, and Cody Cassidy went +3 to finish third. Joe Hudson going +10 to finish fifth for the hard charger. And your heat wins went to Kyle Leichner. That's a name I haven't really seen a ton. Cody Cassidy and Corey Pritchett. In your Wasota Midwest Modifieds, oh, look again. Mario Berger getting another feature win, going +4 this time in front of Dayton Liscombe, who went +1, and Troy Seapack Jr. Mario was also the hard charger, going +4 again. And your heat winners were Nathan Keniston and Troy Seapack Jr. And in your ASCS 360 sprints, 18 in attendance, Hank Davis, who Jessup gave a win of the week to on the Track Packers podcast, went
Mhm.
+8 for the feature win in front of Garen Linder and Joe Perry. Hank would also get the hard charger going +8 from ninth. And your heat wins went to Joe Perry, Rich Bailey, and Trevor Kirkland. And that was your results from Big Sky Speedway, which they do have results for the Big Sky Wingless Sprints.
Oh, they
Oh,
do
wait.
now.
Nope, that's the wrong date. I swear I
Smooth.
clicked on I swore I clicked on the correct date, but apparently not. I can also take Electric City Speedway if you want me to here, Jessup. So, Electric City Speedway had their late model challenge day number 2, and your heat winners were a clean sweep once again by Mother Nature.
So she would pick up the ultimate broomy for the weekend.
Yeah, not a great weekend in Great Falls, so to speak.
I think they made the decision pretty early, and they canceled pretty much the whole weekend due to the bad weather going through. So that was a nice thing that they did. It's
Yeah,
better to make these decisions early so people can go elsewhere. Fans and drivers don't damage their cars and trailers because there's a lot of money in there, and hail's not a good word because
no.
it unless you're in the auto body industry or hail dent removal industry, it's not good.
Well, if you're in the upper Midwest, if you were one of those business owners, you're probably pretty busy this time of year,
Yeah.
especially now.
Anyways, looking over at the Gillette Thunder Speedway, IMCA Hobby Stocks, it was a pretty solid night for them. They had the mini bombers on hand, Wasota Midwest Mods, Wasota Mod 4s, IMCA Hobby Stocks, IMCA Modifieds, and the Dirt Super Late Models. Again, I'm not sure why they do that, but I think it probably has to do with sanctioning fees or whatever. But it's better to have some late models than no late models. But they had a total of 75 cars in the pits for the night, so a very nice night of racing for them. In the Dirt Super Late models, there was Dylan Johnson picking up the feature win. Lyndon Bolt would go to +2 to finish second and received hard charger. Lyndon would also pick up the heat win for the night. So not a bad night for Lyndon and Dylan. In the IMCA modifieds, they had 13 in attendance. Ty Clemens went +3 for the feature win. He would be followed by Alan Farley and Kyle Anton. Nathan Slocum would go +4 to be your hard charger for the night. Jerry Martin and Alan Farley would be your heat winners. And the IMCA Hobby Stocks, another good field, 15 cars. Brett Const would be your feature winner from the poll. Alan McNeil would go +3 to finish second, and Russ Dahlgarn would get third. Kayla Hannah would go +5 to pick up the hard charger, and Dino Groening and John Garrigan Jr. would pick up your heat wins for the night. In the Wasota Mod 4s, they had 14 in attendance. Clint Jensen would pick up the Barumi for the division. He'd be followed by Brett Const and Steve Schicktans. It would be Brody Grins going +9 to finish fifth for your hard charger, and your other heat winner would go to Greg Baker. In the Midwest mods, it's 16 in attendance, and your winner would be Tony Liker from the poll, and he would also pick up a broomy for the night in the division. Matt Heinzerling would go +3 for second, and Travis Soper, is it Soper? Soper?
I think it's Soper.
Soper would go +5 for third. Danny Allen would go +6 for fourth, and Matthew Drake would win the dash. Matthew Drake and would also pick up a heat winner as well. And in the mini bombers, it was Stephen Ryle going on to win the feature, and he would get a broomy as well as he won his heat. And that would close out the weekend for us.
Yep.
With that being said, let's close this up. Mason, thank you again for putting up with our shenanigans. All of you fans and racers and promoters and track personnel people, thank you for all that you do. And we'll see you guys next time. And get out and pack those tracks.